All right. We are back, and it's Greenwich Local live with a special edition here, 11 a.m. on a Monday morning, beautiful Monday morning in July. How you doing, Jennifer? How are you?
Hi, good morning, Tim. I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. Full disclosure, Jen and I have known each other for decades, and our friendship started out in Greenwich at the Elm Street Oyster House, right?
Yeah,
Both of us
many,
working
many
there
years ago. And
back when we were just budding
yes,
adults. Acting
yeah,
crazy and having fun there on Greenwich Avenue, all the
the
good stuff.
best place for oysters around.
Oh,
Or
still is, and yeah, go there every day. And as a matter of fact, I got a gift certificate for Father's Day back there that my kids know I love it so much that
oh, perfect.
to get back to the Elm Street Oyster House. So I'm looking forward to going back and stop in every once in a while. But yeah, good stuff. But we've come a long way, and you are doing some great things. And I saw your video out there, Island Beach, which is always a very popular place here in Greenwich. And I was like, man, that is such a fantastic place that we have a hidden gem. But you're also doing the big event at the Delamar. But as far as Island Beach and Todd's Point, and I have to do another plug for my kids. I know it's about you today, but I'm gonna have to plug my kids there. Three of them are lifeguards, one at Todd's Point and two at the Byron Pool. So
That's
little shout
exciting.
out to them. Yeah, and of course our background here today is the Greenwich shoreline, which I love and visit as much as I can. But you're doing some exciting things at the Delamar, and well, first, besides our budding friendship from decades ago, you got into yoga and all this kind of stuff. Tell us a little bit about your journey and how you came to be such a powerhouse here in Greenwich, because I know
Yeah.
it's deep.
Well, it actually did. It all started at the Oyster House. I,
Yeah.
I worked there for 8 years, and that enabled me to put myself through school. I earned 2 bachelors in science and a master's in athletic training, which is sports injuries. Um, and then I started my business, and somebody recommended yoga training. So I
Okay.
did my yoga training in Sag Harbor with Colleen Seidman Yee and Rodney Yee, which was off the charts amazing, humbling, and a true education in
Hmm.
Eastern practice, meditation, breath awareness. So the culmination of these things has given me a Western background in science and medicine, and then rounding it out with Eastern yoga, meditation, pranayama. And then I was in also on a business highlight. When I first started my business, I applied for a Goldman Sachs and Tory Burch Foundation 10,000 Small Businesses program. I was
Hmm.
accepted into the program. It was a 6-month course with a cohort of 30 women. And we went over everything in business from marketing, sales, legal aspects. And yeah, and then I had this award winning studio in downtown Rye, which I really started on a whim. I had no
Hmm.
idea what I was doing. And it evolved into the most beautiful place. I met amazing people and students, and I've been so fortunate. I'm so grateful for all of the people on my path who've helped me be where I am today. It's an
Yeah.
honor.
Absolutely. You mentioned so many different things that people like to get into and study and everything. I do have a friend that does extreme breath work and everything like that, which I've tried to follow along, and I have changed my breathing technique, and I never, people say mouth breathers and whatever. I mean, I try and focus so hard on breathing through my nose and the physiological changes that happen with that, and then even how I sleep is different now. So really amazing stuff. And I know you did the yoga. I've only started a little bit of yoga at the YMCA in Greenwich,
Mm-hmm.
but that's been good. But I need to stretch a whole lot more before I get even close to your level of wanting a trainer like that. But some really exciting stuff. But this special event that you have coming up, it's this Thursday, right?
Yes.
And so it's a good thing we're getting this going. I hope you have at least one spot somebody can watch this and get in with it. Is you still have one spot open?
I have 4 spots available.
Okay.
So it's for a small, intimate group of 6 like-minded women, and I'm so excited. I've been doing this with my private clients, and they absolutely love it. And I've had people asking me, so I decided to try something, and it's been really just put together in the last few weeks. So it's something new, and I'm so excited to offer it, to allow others to experience. And it's for high achieving women, whether that be if you're a mom running your household, if
Right.
you're a woman building your empire, if you're retired in running around doing charity work, or just living your life. It's
Right.
about showing up for yourself, giving back to yourself, avoiding burnout, aging well, and taking care of yourself in the best possible way.
Anyone who wants to excel in whatever they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I picked up on that on the videos you were doing down by the beach, and I thought it was just it was awesome. And then I have to commend you, of course, on the video itself, because I do these interviews with different people and different topics and different industries. I have CPAs, lawyers, um, uh, funeral directors. I mean, that runs the gamut of people that are breaking into video marketing, and you made it look so effortless. And I was just like, we have to get together because we don't train each other at all. We're just a long time old friends. But you come off as such a natural on the camera and everything like that. We were talking a little bit about this before, but it's just really amazing to connect with people through the camera and through, you weren't talking like we're talking now together, but you weren't talking to anyone. You were making this video, but I felt your presence. I already knew you. I'm kind of rambling, but I already knew you, but I really felt you were connecting and you were so genuine. And that's really the key to making great promotional videos and connecting with people. But I'm sure your live stuff is going to be even better. Right. But when you're doing videos, and I've seen, you have Instagram and all that other kind of stuff. Just to go off on a little bit of a tangent, what has been your most successful stuff to promote yourself as a businesswoman that you're trying to connect with other people to get them to do?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I just had an experience this week, and I've, if you watch my video, I had a wonderful fairy tale life, or so I thought. And then my marriage fell apart. COVID happened. I lost the ability to be at my studio. I transitioned my business online. And then in 2021, Hurricane Ida came in and washed out my yoga studio.
Yeah.
And prior to that, I was a perfectionist, and I wanted to have the education, the marriage, the car, the lifestyle, all of it perfect. And I tried to be perfect in my business and to show up for my clients in the most professional way. And then after being humbled through a tumultuous few years, I suddenly started talking and realizing and sharing my story with a few people, and specifically a few clients who, once I was done sharing, all of a sudden they opened up and shared something so soulful and meaningful to them that I never knew. And I started to understand the human connection,
Yeah.
and that my ability to share my hardship, my vulnerabilities, being blindsided, was actually something that people could relate to and have their own experience. And so in doing that video, that's what came through. It was just me being me and wanting to
Mhm.
share and give back and help others, and really a hand of hope and help. So if anyone is going through a hard time, and life is going to knock you down again and again, it doesn't just stop and that's it. So when those times do happen, it's that's
Yeah.
my drive, is to be an inspiration and hope for others. And so thank you for saying that about the video, because it took a lot of courage, and that's not my comfort zone. I'd rather be perfect, but that's not always as relatable.
Yeah. No, I tell that to people all the time, and I invite people onto the show, and they're like, "Oh, I can't. I won't be ready. I don't know. I don't like how I look on camera, and I don't like my voice, and all this kind of stuff." You wake up with the same stuff every day, so get over it already. We're well beyond how comfortable you should be with yourself, and they're like, "Oh, well, the video will be there forever," and that's what you dream, that people you make a video and people see it and it lasts and people find it again and find it useful. I'm like, if you're putting out useful information, then it doesn't matter. Nobody cares what your hair looks like or what your, you know, look like or sound like. It's the message that you're sending out. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to connect with you, because, I do connect with you from our friendship, but you are also definitely putting yourself out there, which is fantastic. And I try and teach that to people, or just get that to come out. And that's always the greatest thing an interviewer to do, is let someone really show their true colors of what they're really about. And then, I just try and, add my flavor to it and just have some fun with it. And then it goes by in a flash and everybody's like, wow, that was quick. Didn't it didn't hurt, wasn't what, nobody died. So
Yeah.
it's always good to get that out there. I do want to show off. Now, you've been doing so much. You have such a fantastic website. And you were saying you get out there and speaking. So I just wanted to point out that, you do keynote speaking and different services, and the special event, which is highlighted here. Do you want
Yes.
to point out some more stuff on here? And of course, let me put up the banner with that link directly to it, because that's where
Um,
everybody's going to want to go.
yeah, maybe if you went to the news page, that
Sure.
I did a press release that came out.
Hmm.
And so since everything happened, oh, and here I want to give a shout out. I did an interview here. It's U.S. Olympic sailor Lara Dahlman.
Hmm.
She has been to my yoga studio and become a dear friend in letting me interview her. And she's competing. She's training right now for Paris coming up. So big shout out to Lara, competing for the USA. So that was exciting. And then and she has an excellent, amazing champion mindset, which I
Yeah.
love, and which is what I'm going to be teaching and what I live by in my women's retreat. And then my press release here just talks all that was me at an amazing, life-changing Goldman Sachs event where I was invited on stage in front of 3,000 people, and it talks all about my business and how I've pivoted since the hurricane and losing my studio.
Right.
And now I offer this power plan, which is what, when we do the women's retreat, they're going to walk away. The day will be centered around creating a 90-day power plan for themselves. And what that entails is mindset, really taking care of from the physical, emotional, and mental well-being in a holistic way, assessing injuries, addressing the pelvic floor, which is important for core health. And then the name, feminine, sexy, alive.
Hmm.
It's like, what does that even mean? And to me, feminine is being more, that vulnerable state, sometimes being authentic to who I am, showing up. And sexy is a mindset. Sexy, it doesn't
Hmm.
have to be, on the cover of a magazine, but it's, how do I show up in the world? How do I feel in the morning? How do I love myself and care for myself? And then alive is how I feel now. So it's really about like coming alive, showing up, putting my best foot forward, and helping anyone. I like what you said. It's for those who are interested in this, who understand the value of taking care of themselves, investing in themselves, and loving themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. That is so important. to do that stuff straight from the core and set yourself up. Giving everyone a plan is just awesome. A 90-day plan, and I'm sure you'll be able to follow. They'll be able to follow up with you even after that, which would be
Yes,
just
there's going to
great.
be check-ins, and I have one. My new. I'm so excited here. My pelvis. Let's see.
Yeah.
And the spine. So we're going to be talking about spine and the vertebra, and this here is the psoas muscle, and it's just all relative to health, to how we move. Actually,
Yeah.
what you mentioned earlier about breathing, mouth breathing, and just by having if I'm on my phone and my head is forward
Yeah.
and dropped, and I'm like that all day long, I could lose up to 30% of my respiratory capacity in my lungs. And
Yep.
what do you think that does over my lifetime? And it shortens lives. And it's also about energy. And if my head is down and my energy is down, and that's not how I want to show up. I want to be open. I want to be healthy, and I want to show up with my best foot forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really truly believe one of my friends is an oxygen advantage instructor and all is getting these, off the rails about the breathing techniques and everything like this. And I do my best to focus on it, but every little bit that I get to implement does help so much. And I think that that's just fantastic. Another one that I've loved that I've started doing was grounding. So I get outside, get your feet in the grass or sand or whatever it is, but do all that. So start the day that way. And I think that is also a great practice. So all the things that you're teaching and setting up the systems, right? Because nobody's really great without a system and a plan. And that is so great that you're going over that in such depth with six lucky women to go and do that and then have a 90-day plan for themselves is just awesome. And how much of that will be, the plan is that day will be, can you walk us through the day of how that'll be separated? How much activity is there, like yoga and breathing and all that kind of stuff? Is it into blocks and it'll be a full day? Can you walk us through the day?
Yes, I can. So we're going to start off at the Delamar. So I have
Right.
an executive suite overlooking the water. We'll start there. We're going to be going over different foods so we'll have refreshments, different foods based off of science that help with balance of hormones, mental health, brain. We'll start with that. We'll go over injuries, what people want to get out of the day, and weather depending. So that's why I say rain or shine. So if it's shining, which I hope, we'll be heading over to Island Beach. And kind of what you just mentioned about grounding and being outside. I have used that since COVID. I was walking 2-3 times a day. When my life fell apart, grab my dog and walk outside.
Oh yeah.
Put my feet on the ground, go to the water, I love storms. I love lightning. I love trees. I love it all. And so that's what we're going to be doing at Island Beach. There's a beautiful area with shaded trees. We're going to set up, and the yoga is for everyone. So you don't have to be a high level yogi. But it's more about teaching them, like you said, rituals, daily discipline, things that they can implement that day and walk away with to begin to do every day. Adding movement, breath awareness, yoga. We'll have a beautiful, healthy, nourishing lunch. And then we'll return back to the Delamar. I have a special treat planned. I'll share it only here. I'm going to make homemade chocolate ice cream with cayenne pepper, and both of those things are good for hormone balance. And we'll wrap up the day doing some restorative yoga, a little bit of treatments to pamper yourself, and finishing off with our finalizing the power plan and then setting up a date to recheck in. And I know this is it's been a put together just very quickly, but
Mhm.
I've had a ton of women who are not able to make it
Right.
this week. And so I'm planning one. I already started a wait list and have a number of women waiting for another one coming up in the fall towards the end of September, early October. So I'm so excited. This is an honor, and I can't wait.
Yeah, no, it sounded fantastic, and of course, this is your inaugural one, right? Your kickoff one. So,
Yes.
once these 6 women get out there and start talking to their friends, of course, hopefully all of them want to come back, but at least some of them will come back with a friend or something else. They'll be dragging people in, and so you'll be doing this on the regular, I'm sure, because it just sounds like a great day for anybody, and then to have the plan to go forth afterwards and really keep a checklist and keep yourself accountable is going to be very powerful for everyone that attends.
And that's the one key thing I want to say, and what I plan to teach is, I've gone to seminars, to workshops,
Hmm.
to retreats, and
Sure.
it sounds amazing, even
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
vacation, right? And I come back and I feel like $1 million. And then next Tuesday, there I am, the same attitude, the
Yeah.
same behavior. Like, where's the change? So, this is really about how to cultivate and implement lasting change for success,
Yeah.
for high achieving women, for women who value their health and well-being and want to continue that and maintain and invest in that. It's important.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like making the videos that we were talking about and everything like this, it's important to have a plan and a process and not to give up and just to keep going forward. And if it's not perfect the first time, you just keep doing it because every time you do it, you get better, and then it becomes a habit, and then it becomes your life, and you're building exactly what you want out of yourself, which is such a great thing, and which is what I've noticed in you since we were friends 30 years ago, and you've just kept at it and been so great at everything you've been doing. So I'm happy to reconnect, and I'm sure I'll see you at Elm Street sometime soon. But I know you've got big plans for this week, so you're jamming and busy. But
Yes.
it's just been fantastic to reconnect with you. And then moving forward, besides this one day, do you do any regular yoga practices, or do you do in-home visits or anything else where they don't have to wait until October or whenever the next one of these is or
What
no?
I'm doing, I've shifted my business a little, and I started a high level program
Mhm.
called the Power Plan.
Right.
And rather than I used to do the studio and classes, and
Right.
I also had a lot of clients, and I ran all over the place. And so now what I'm doing is more of a high touch service with the Power Plan, and it's for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. And so it's highly individualized,
Hmm.
and it covers all of everything that we've been talking about: mindset, training, injuries, um,
Yeah.
body awareness, breath awareness, yoga. So I'm doing that. I do hope the retreats are, well, I know they're going to be. I'm so excited. My plan is to do one a season so that it can
Right.
be, one in the fall, winter, spring, summer. And then I'm also excited. I just want to say one last thing is that to your point of what you're saying, that I've done this for myself. So when my
Hmm.
life fell apart a few years ago, I suddenly had to become my own best client and use all of these tools. I'm always helping
Yep.
everyone else, and all of a sudden I'm laying on the floor crying and I don't know what to do. And I had to help myself. I had to wake
Yeah.
up every day. I had to replenish. I had to give back. So this power plan is what I've created to help myself. And I'm hoping, I want to do more speaking, and I want to have new opportunities. It's taken me a while. I was off track and I'm just coming back. So
Yeah.
thank you for this opportunity. And I'm I'm looking forward to whatever's on the path next.
Yeah, well, I'm sure your path will unfold in front of you, because you've built such a foundation for yourself and for a lot of other people that you've helped. So I think that that's all going to work out for you in the way that it should, right? You'll get everything you deserve, which was built by yourself and your success. So I wish that for you and for our friendship to continue. And I'm sure I'll see you out there on the island or somewhere better, maybe in the Delamar or back at Elm Street.
I'm going to
But it's
meet you
been,
and Kim at Elm Street.
yeah,
Couple
absolutely.
weeks, yes.
Yeah, we'll do that. But have a great event. It's this Thursday,
Yeah.
right? A full day event at the Delamar. Please visit the website and hit that contact button. Ask any questions. Get on the wait list for the next one, or bugger to do one sooner. Who knows? Anything could happen. But it's been great to reconnect. Thank you very much. And let's share this. If you're on, we've had quite a few people jumping in and out of the room at the same time. But if you're on here, please like, share, and subscribe to the Greenwich Local channel and to this video. Share it with any of the important women in your life. I'm sure it'll do them some good, even if they can't attend. Just learning a little bit about Jen would be a great help, and whatever she can do, I'm sure it'll benefit you. Right?
Thank you so much. I'm so
My
grateful.
pleasure.
Yes, and tell your clients, get out there and start making their videos, because the world needs to hear what they have to say. Thank you for this
Absolutely.
opportunity.
All right, stay right there. I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'll be back in a second with you, Jen. Hold on.